Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start the bedliner on the 96 Dodge Ram. So super excited to finally get this done. I know it's been a while. I think I got the Bullyliner a few months ago. I actually started this process several months ago, reaching out to them to try to get them to sponsor it and donate the product. And hey, here we are today. So thank you very much to Bullyliner for sending this out and giving me the opportunity to apply it. Again, looking at their reviews and other applications, looks super simple. Honestly, looks like one of the easiest bed liners to apply, and a lot of that's just due to the fact that it's non-toxic, ultra low VOCs, and it's water-based, so super easy to clean up. You don't have to have a respirator and all the stuff that you have to wear with other bed lining products or paint products in general. So super excited to give this a product a try. Again, thank you very much for sending it out and giving me the opportunity to put it on my truck and yeah, show its longevity, I guess, and how this product works. So colors I'm going with is Camo Green and black. So I'll get into more of that when I get to the shop. We'll get it all opened up, kind of show you guys. It's very similar to a lot of your other bed liners, kind of the same bottling, same product, other than you don't have to add the hardener. I mean, you pretty much shake it up, open it up, spray it, and yeah, you're good to go. I think 30 minutes is dry to the touch, depending on temperatures, and it's cured in like 72 hours or something like that, give or take. So, and I'll go over more of that once I get into it. It's just like any other paint product or bed liner, you know, prep is key. You're going to want to get the vehicle all sanded down, which I've got to finish going over all this when I get it in the shop, get it all wiped down. I got to prime a few of these spots where I'm down to bare metal. Again, I want to make sure there's good adhesion to the pickup. So I'm going to prime bulk of it, especially where I've got these where I've gotten into the cab corners and got to bare metal. So gonna get to this to the shop, get the back sanded, top sanded around the doors, get these mirrors yanked off, headlights out of it, and then I think grill. And pretty much at that point we're going to be ready to start taping and like I said, get some primer thrown on it and start the painting process. So that's kind of where we're at this morning. I'm gathering everything up and getting it all loaded. So I'll cut back here in just a little bit when I have it set up in the shop and we're ready to start this. All right, guys, so I got the truck in the shop here. Got the headlights pulled out of it. I didn't video any of that. If you guys want to see how to pull headlights out, there's plenty of videos on that. This one's kind of a pain because when I mounted this bumper, I didn't get my body lines exactly correct. Again, you guys remember this truck was a Copart truck, wrecked. That's why the fenders are different colors in the hood. So body lines weren't perfect on this bumper. It's up a little bit too high here in the back, which makes getting this headlight assembly kind of a pain in the butt out, but it did come out. Both sides are the same way. Again, I set this thing probably about a 1/4 inch or more too tall. I like the look of it better with tighter lines, not this big ugly gap between the grill and the lights and the bumper and all that. So that's why it's the way it is. But again, this bumper's coming off. I'm going to build my own. I will most likely use the original mounts that are in the bumper to attach all my stuff to. But yeah, that'll be down the road a little bit before I get to that. So we're going to leave this on for right now. There should be plenty of room to spray around it. So I'm also going to try to spray at least this inner part of the fender here, so that way it's the same color. You don't see that gap. Try to spray all that. I got the mirrors off. I don't know if that was in the last video. But I got the mirrors. Got to sand all this, get it all clean. I still got to pull this window trim here. These are pretty easy to get up. You can just use some adhesive to put these back down. So they just pull up, then you can tape along that. So not too bad. I'm going to sand all this vinyl material off that Dodge likes to put on their trucks. Going to go ahead, pull this badge as well. I'll probably put new badges most likely back on it, at least a couple of them. So maybe not. We'll see what this looks like when it's done. We got to finish sanding this all out. I got the rear brake light up there on the cab, or the cab light. I got to get that yanked off, and then really it's just finished sanding at that point. So I'm getting close. Again, if you guys are pulling these mirrors, you have to pull the door panel completely out. So, which I needed to do anyway. I got to replace all of these little clips. This door, since I've gotten it, the whole bottom, all these bottom clips were snapped off. So pretty simple pulling these out. You've got your connection here for your mirror. This is the power control for both sides, and then the wires just run through. Pretty straightforward. There's, again, lots of videos on that as well. So we'll get that finished up. This side, yeah, again, just sanding. So it's kind of where it's at right now. I'm gonna finish getting everything prepped, sanded. I'm probably gonna do most of that off camera. I may set this up on the tripod and just kind of show some of it, but maybe sanding the top and the back or something. But really don't want to waste a whole lot of time recording sanding because it's pretty straightforward. So there's not a lot to that. So yeah, right now I'm not sure. I'm kind of running out of time. It's taking longer than I expected this morning to get to where I'm at. I'm pretty much halfway through a day, and I've got only a few more hours before I have other stuff I got to go do. So may not get it sprayed today, but hopefully I'll have it all sanded out before I have to leave and have it ready to shoot tomorrow morning. So we'll see how far we get. I'm using some goof off. To take off this adhesive. Again, it's just taking forever to sand this stuff off. So we're gonna try this and see how this works. All right, guys, you can see I got that spot done. Took a while. I actually grabbed like a sanding pad too. By the way, if you put it on one of the sponge sanding pads, it destroys it, but it did make it a little bit quicker. Just the abrasion getting that off. So to be honest, if somebody had like a nylon scrub brush or something, it would probably go pretty smooth. So I'm gonna go up to the front fender and the back part of it, get it off of there, and then I think, for the most part, I think I've got all the sticky adhesive crap off, and I can just get to sanding. That. So these are just sanding sponges. Literally, they come in, you can get them in coarse, medium, or fine. So the coarse one's the one down there on the ground. This is a medium, fine, they're not bad. But they work really, really great for getting like up close, like getting up through here, kind of sanding that. The nice thing is you can wet these as well. They work really, really great getting grooves through here. They'll work really nice doing body lines and getting these edges nice. So, come in handy. Again, you can wet these, put them in a bucket, whatever, wet sand with them. They're pretty nice. So, this is actually what I use like on different beds, getting in the grooves, like in a pickup bed, doing like these edges and stuff like this, where you can't get, these work awesome. Basically today I'm going to finish sanding. There's not a whole lot left to sand. I've got a few spots down here you guys can see in here. I need to get the rest of this adhesive off. There's a couple spots through here. This actually is down into the primer, so that's kind of odd that this has a different color primer underneath it. You guys can see that it's actually got a black before you get to the metal, where the rest of it just has the gray, like on the rest of the truck here. So a little bit different, but anyway, I got to finish getting through some of that. Go over all these fenders or all the body panels one more time. I need to get along here underneath the hood, and I've got just a tiny bit. You guys can see where I stopped up on the top, so I got to get a step ladder or something so I can reach up here. And then back here on the back, I've got that small section here through the middle, and then I'll kind of get in some of the crevices here. And that'll pretty well take care of that side. Get around here to this side. I need to finish up in here. There's some, and get my adhesive off here. I've got to go over the doors here. This vinyl strip here, again over top of the door, front, same as the other side. And then go over this door one more time. Just make sure I've got a little bit still here at the bottom to get sanded out. But yeah, it's getting really close. And then like I said, I'm gonna hit, I'll go over all this one more time and then get some primer on a chunk of this. I don't plan to prime the whole truck. I think I'm just gonna hit the bare spots through here. I've got to get all this sanded as well where I took the grill off. But pretty much want to get all the bare spots coated, and that way I've got something for that to stick to. So that's kind of the plan this morning. So probably not going to set the camera up to sand. Just, I mean, you guys in the beginning of this video got plenty of that. So I'm going to continue sanding. We'll try to get this all knocked out, and then I'll set the camera up whenever I start going around and priming the bare metal spots. I may set it up here too. We'll see how this crap comes off. I'm not real sure. I think I'm gonna do some research real quick and see if I can use a heat gun, heat that up, if it'll peel right off. I think it will. I know some of the newer trucks that seems to be the case, but I really don't know on this, and I don't want to mess up my door seals either with a heat gun. So anyway, but yeah, come back here in just a little bit. Okay guys, here's what I'm gonna do. I still got to get this vinyl wrap off, so I need to run to the house and get a heat gun, and we'll see if we can get that off with that. That's what I'm hoping. If not, we'll buff it out or get all the loose crap off, sand the crap out of it, and I think it'll be all right to go over for now. But I'm gonna try to get it off. I really don't want to leave it. I'd like to get it all the way down and do it as right as possible. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna clean all the bare spots. Up here on the fenders, just hood everywhere. I'm gonna wipe these all down, get these areas pretty well cleaned, and I'm just gonna throw a light layer of primer over the top of this, so that way while I'm waiting and working on this, that can all be drying. So it's not a ton of spots, there's just a few here and there, and really just wanna get them covered. There's a couple on the roof. I actually, up here on top, I had some tree wax that was on the roof, and trying to get that sanded through took a little bit. So got into some of the bare metal under that as well. So again, hitting these spots like this here on the fender, probably all along this edge here, some of these, this fender as well, or edge of the hood, sorry, down through here, a few here on this fender here, hitting some of these spots up here along the front. And then I'm probably going to throw a coat on the lower portion of this, and then you guys can see where we got through on some of these spots. So I'm going to hit all of those. Again, just wipe it down, hit it. Shouldn't take much. There really isn't anything. I think I got some bed corners on, just like right here. Pretty minimal stuff. I'm probably not going to do anything with this back. It's scuffed up pretty good, and again, it's not going to be out in the elements or in the open really. You're going to have a covered bed or a flat bed with sheet metal on it protecting that, so not super worried about it, but I do want to get some of these spots through here. So yeah, other than that, it's all sanded, and it's getting really close to being ready to tape it all off and get some Bullyliner applied. So I'll cut back here in just a little bit after I kind of get this stuff primed, and I'll probably video trying to take off these vinyl door pillar pieces that Dodge puts on. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping it goes well, but yeah, hey, watching some videos online, it looks like it might be kind of a pain because you guys can see that they wrap it around here, and so then you have to pull all of this over and around. So I may end up just taking a razor blade and down this edge and getting the face pulled and just sanding on that corner off, but we'll see. Hell, I didn't even notice. I think there might be some vinyl even inside of there, but anyway, we'll cut back that here in just a little bit. All right, guys, so I got a coat of primer on all of it. Nothing crazy. Again, I'm just trying to cover up any bare spots. I did a little more than initially was going to, but you guys can see, I mean, you can see where the lines here. If I was doing regular body work, you would want to get rid of all that. You'd probably use like a filler primer and then sand all this back out. But with bedliner, it is so forgiving as far as like imperfections. It's going to cover those lines. You guys can see you don't have to have this perfect. I mean, you guys can see some pitting in here. Again, it's going to cover all that. You're never going to see it. You basically just want to get big things knocked down, loose paint, that type of thing. So it's kind of what I was after here. Again, really just wanting to cover all the bare metal just to make sure, you know, it sticks. So it's kind of what I did. Went around the fenders, tried to get underneath the bottom here, and same on the other side, and even on the underside of the other fender was pretty rusted out, or not rusted out, but had some spots where it was starting to rust a little bit under here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but so sprayed all that. Again, just tried to hit all the bare spots. You guys remember there were some spots down the edge of this hood, up here in the center of the hood. There were some spots. Again, the shiny spots that you guys can see here, that's actually hail damage. Again, that's probably, to be honest, we'll kind of see how that all looks when that sprays. It may actually kind of fade those in a little bit just because it's got such a high build on it, but we'll see. But yeah, basically we wanted to get all that there in the center of the hood where the paint had peeled off from being out in the sun. And again, down this side, kind of the same thing. This one here is still a little shiny because I just finished it. But there was a hole right in here that was bare. The door ding in here. Again, just want to get that covered. You guys can see along the side here. Again, like this stuff right here, you won't see that. It'll all get covered up. And then also that bed corner where I didn't get it. There might be a couple more spots. I'm not going to worry about these. That's primer. The back, again, I'm not worried about it all. I don't know. I might have gotten into some metal on these edges, but I think that's all just primer. So, and again, it's not like it's going to be really exposed to elements. So that's where the truck is right now. I'm actually going to grab my heat gun, a step ladder, a couple step ladders actually. That way I can get up onto the hood while I'm taping and getting the rest of this when it's time to start spraying the bed liner. So right now I'm gonna let this dry, go get my heat gun, see if I can get that vinyl off. And when I come back, I should be good to start taping. I may take some 400 grit and go over this primer, maybe. We'll see. I may just leave it like it is. It's pretty rough the way it is. So again, you're just wanting to kind of fade that in and cover up any bare spots. So that's why I did it the way it looks. But anyway, I will cut back here in just a little bit and we'll see how this vinyl comes
So
off.
got this off. Really just patience and a heat gun. Unfortunately, this one being, I mean, you guys can see all these cracks that were in it. So every time you hit one of those, it ripped. So to get this lower from about here down was a pain in the ass. And then even up in here was a pain in the ass. So got to sand this out, get the sticky crap off, and then it'll be ready. I still got to do this side over here, but we're getting closer. So we've got to get this off. But you guys can see that all of these spots, so when you get to those, it rips. So you can't just get one good peel. This one's a little bit better, but I mean, all of this junk,
stops you from being able to just take this off with one yank, I guess. So, and I am pulling this trim right here, heating this up and peeling this out as well. That way I can get underneath here to the vinyl on the backside, and I'm working that around to the front and then peeling it off. So it's just a pain in the butt, to be honest, guys. Pulling this vinyl is not a lot of fun, but I'm gonna keep working on that. As soon as I get that done, wipe the truck down one more time, and I think we'll be ready to start taping. All right, guys, got everything sanded, wiped down, taped off, ready to go. So this is kind of the final walk around. Again, I'm leaving this hood up for right now. I want to get that under part of that fender there so you don't see the black body line through the gap. So this is what's ready to be sprayed, I guess. I did go ahead and tape these off. They're pretty easy, just throw tape over and cut around it. Back's all taped up. So we're gonna spray it and see what happens. See how this stuff lays down. Again, I've never used Bullyliner. I'm gonna set the camera up, basically show the setup, setting the gun up, everything. So yeah, we'll cut back here in just a second when I get this all set up.